So with iOS 12 and new iPhones, I'm sure you have to back up your data. Well, AnyTrans has you covered because AnyTrans can back up your data in a safe and really secure way. So if you guys are interested in AnyTrans, of course, links are down below. So I was wrong. I was wrong about the iPhone XS and about the iPhone XS Max because boy, the camera is good. So this is the iPhone XS and the iPhone XS Max. Of course, we get an edge-to-edge display, stainless steel borders, and a beautiful glass back for, of course, wireless charging. It comes in space gray, silver, and this beautiful gold. We now have a new size, the iPhone XS Max, which has 6.5 inches, which, by the way, I will be making a separate video concerning the size. Is it too big? I will personally be keeping the standard iPhone X, but of course, maybe there's a lot of people that love big phones, because if you like big phones, you are going to love the iPhone XS Max. But once again, I will make a separate video concerning the size. With the iPhone XS, we now have a Super Retina display, which basically allows you to watch content in beautiful HDR, which makes the colors simply pop out of the screen. Everything is so well lit up and the colors are so vivid. The iPhone XS now has an IP68 rating, which basically allows the phone to be in 2 meters for 30 minutes underwater. It resists coffee, beer, soda, the ocean, the pool, and much more. I actually made a separate video, a water test, that I spilled coffee, beer, I went to the ocean, I actually went to the pool. So if you guys are interested in that video, it's a pretty cool video, let me tell you that. Once again, links are down below. Face ID has been improved a lot on the XS. A bunch of reviewers are actually saying that they're not really noticing the difference. I am noticing the difference a lot. So last year, I actually preferred Touch ID rather than Face ID because it was just more comfortable. But now that I've actually gotten used to Face ID on the iPhone XS, and of course I've spent a whole year with the iPhone X using Face ID, all I can say is that it's so useful. I mean, just logging into apps, you don't even need to put a password anymore. Your password is literally your face. So if you are coming from an iPhone 8 Plus, if you guys have never tried out the iPhone X, just to let you guys know that I am so happy with Face ID, and especially that now that it's much faster on the iPhone XS. We also get the famous A12 Bionic, which is basically simply a beast. It's the heart of the iPhone. The iPhone X was fast on its own, but now it's even faster. The chip also has efficiency in mind, so it doesn't really consume that much battery compared to the iPhone X. The A12 Bionic is great for games, for AR, including Pokemon Go. As you guys know, I'm a really big Pokemon Go fan, so now with the A12 Bionic and the iPhone XS, Pokemon Go should be working way much better. It's great for smart HDR, which we will of course talk about it in a second. It's also great for second generation Face ID, add emojis, and a lot more. iPhone XS and iPhone XS Max review, I was wrong. That's what this video is called. As you guys know, last week I actually made a video called The iPhone XS Sucks, and you know it. And I actually said this. And it's just a boring phone. Now, every single iPhone has had its own killer feature. By killer feature, I mean those type of features that make you want to get that phone. That's what the iPhone XS didn't have. The iPhone 4, for example, we got a Retina display and a beautiful glass back. With the iPhone 4S, we got Siri. With the iPhone 5, we got a larger screen. We got the earpods and we got Lightning. With the iPhone 5S, we got Touch ID. With the iPhone 6, we got a larger screen. With the iPhone 6S, we got 3D Touch. With the iPhone 7, we got Portrait Mode. With the iPhone 10, we got an edge-to-edge display, a new design. We got wireless charging. So yeah, I basically said how the iPhone XS did not have a killer feature. The iPhone 5S had Touch ID, iPhone 4 had the Retina display, the iPhone 7 Plus had Portrait Mode, iPhone 6s had 3D Touch. What did the iPhone XS have to make it special? And that's where I was wrong. There is actually one feature that just, it's worth it. It's worth getting the phone just because of this feature, and it's simply the camera. Apple always says that the camera is always improving, but this year, boy, is the camera good. We now get better low light, images with more detail, better portrait mode selfies. I've actually just uploaded a comparison between the iPhone XS and the iPhone X. Like this, you guys can understand how big of a deal the new camera actually is. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that video, of course, links will be down below. Let me show you now some images I actually took with the iPhone XS. They will not be compared to the iPhone X because if you want to check out that video, of course, links are down below. Let me show you. Hope you enjoy the images because the images, I can't believe I took these with a phone. I know, impressive, right? Now let me actually show you the video, because the video has gotten some serious improvements as well. Boy, that slow-mo is crispy. So what has Apple done to the camera to make the images look so good? Well, the one and only Marcus Brownlee uploaded his review around 1 week ago, and he explains it really well in his review.
So portrait mode with these dual cameras uses the difference in distance between the cameras and Apple's software to create a depth map. You might have heard that before. So it kind of segments the image into different layers of different distances from the camera. So when you blur the background of a photo with portrait mode, instead of just drawing sort of a crude mask around the foreground and then applying a big blur to the whole background, this portrait mode is actually blurring the parts further away from the camera more while blurring the closer parts less. It's much more realistic and closer to what a real bokeh from a bigger camera looks like.
It's gotten so good. Also, we now get a new depth control, which basically allows us to adjust the depth of field in real time, which is simply awesome. I mean, I can't believe Apple has actually done this. I know Apple is not the first one to do this. I know some other Android phones have actually done this in the past, but boy, the iPhone does this good. So the killer feature of the iPhone XS is definitely the new camera. I mean, I could even notice it. I was doing the camera test, which once again, it's linked down below. I was shooting with the iPhone X and the iPhone XS, which by the way, the iPhone XS, the iPhone X has such a good camera. And now the iPhone XS is even better. But anyways, I was holding down the iPhone X, which is a good camera once again. And then I held the iPhone X, I was like, whoa. I'm not even talking about putting the images on the computer and being like, okay, this has better lighting over here. No, I'm talking that I actually noticed the difference just by holding both phones and looking at the cameras. It's gotten that good. So concluding my review, is the iPhone XS and the iPhone XS Max worth it? Well, if you're coming from an iPhone 6, yes. If you're coming from an iPhone 6s, yes. If you're coming from a 7, yes. 8 and 8 Plus, yes. If you're coming from an iPhone 10, if you take photography seriously, I'd say yes, because the camera has gotten that good. And also the iPhone 10, you can probably sell your iPhone 10. I actually sold mine today to my sister. I sold it for around $700, $600. So you're getting a lot of money for your iPhone 10, and you literally only had to put $300, $400 depending on how much you sell it. So you can literally get a new phone. If you have the iPhone 10, you can literally get the iPhone XS for $400, which is a good deal because you're getting a really good camera. There's not that much difference from the iPhone 10 to the iPhone XS. So if you love Apple, if you love technology, and if you love testing the new speeds and the new cameras, go for the iPhone XS. But if you're coming from an iPhone 10, once again, sure. One thing that I'll complain about you, Apple, is that with the iPhone XS and the iPhone XS Max, we now get fast charging. But you are literally putting the same power brick that charges so slow. Sure, you're literally putting fast charging, but you're not technically, because you didn't put it in the box, so now we have to buy an $80 power brick, and it's just annoying. We need to spend $1,000, $1,200 on these iPhones, and you didn't even put a stupid power brick, a stupid fast charging power brick on the box. On this box. You didn't put it inside here, which is annoying. But other than that, it's a really good phone. This is my review. Sorry I got a little bit mad, but come on, Apple. Come on.